Promo at United Television so any on my ma yamamunyina aha emmoko aba eba prem to brekasia yabwabwa no awie na yede esumui eso asida woma this way chocolate drink de uhia eye ensuohie koko papa ene yede aye ekoyie keke afa special ice ensuo ewodwaso ensuo na edese eno ane enom na no anso ene yede esum yahoho Sika fem die eye best point savings and loans and a best assurance omu kwai mu artist omu gina echi gina pa na evre bia ye pesika ye tiniensa na chese ato ebi eso enmekoi adaroma ye de nsem no eba DSTV she netie ensem no channel 360 efa emame na yenshe ensem a wo ba betie ebie amampanyi John Dramani Mahama ese Ghana yebo ehumodin ase enu 2030 afe no ye ni sika emfi amahodo so ebio ye be dane ehun ne yen ye de ama etise de Indonesia man no etimi eye no minority leader honorable Afenyo Makin ese se akobase wo mutena se ye nhwe ha ma edom kase no edimika bibibi under certificate of emergency ebeye amendment ana ensakrae e wo holiday act mu a na tese enhwe ye wombo enso kra na yebekọ bruno mantam no emmo omanfo a wom ewo boma wano edem wo kyese akwan ene akade bi abo wom tese de dwonso abo akokọ wonya bia wasetena ebetimi akoyie pa wei ene ensem bebre ena meses obeka me ho yakọ agoprama so donhwe bako entem yede be mawo ewo kase emo memamu nyina akwaba obahima efiache me ena mesomo ensem ni chemu emie amampanyi John Dramani Mahama ede atu dwase Ghana yeguso a etutu ya namo ententem se de be ya Gavi funding Jese Gavi futu akakra ne ya dane ye ho ne agis kakra ede afri mo ne ede aso ya sene ne ade no afi 2030 enuso no na yanyi sika emfi omchen ebio na emom ne abeti se Indonesia ayensu yetumi di ebi FM.
One of my first decisions as president was to uncap our national health insurance. The previous government had put a cap on the statutory fund of the National Health Insurance. So excess funding above a certain percentage of the budget went back into the consolidated fund. By uncapping the National Health Insurance, we've been able to give the insurance fund more than 3.5 billion cedis more. And so this has enabled the health insurance fund that puts up the funding for our partnership with Gavi to be able to front load $20 million for our co-finance partnership with Gavi this year. So on behalf of the children, I want to say thank you to Gavi. We are hoping that we'll fast track our weaning of Gavi by 2030. We're supposed to go off Gavi funding by 2030. And it's my expectation that we'll work hard to be like Indonesia and in future become a donor country to Gavi. On behalf of the children of Ghana, I want to say thank you to Gavi. We appreciate and we're proud of your partnership, but more so to say thank you to the countries that have just made significant pledges to the replenishment of Gavi. And I'm taking back the slogan, while others step back, we step up. Thank you very much for what you're doing.
Presidential spokesperson Honorable Felix Kwachi Ofosu na de woke nyina ene se enurada Chief Justice awatwe asensen Gertrude Tokono ebo modin eye ensem bi mu a chese ode ensem bi atu edwa kasafa ekwan a aban a ebaye atwe no asensen ho se wo ni se amanyosem ene ye de ewuram na sasem na Justice Gertrude Tokono ede tu edwa no na owura Felix Kwachi Ofosu ayi ano se enye no kreda se amanyosem na ode ewuram a enam so amina twe no asensen na mom omampanyi John Dramani Mahama onam amamra eso ni titu ene article 146 no na edi juma. We
respect the right of Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, to express any view that she holds about the matter in question, to the extent that it is consistent with the rules, because the Constitution makes it clear what the processes are in determining a matter of the sort that we are engaged with. The Constitution requires confidentiality on the part of all parties. It is a reason why the presidency, on behalf of His Excellency the President, has refrained from commentary on the matter beyond stating what the President has done in compliance with the Constitution. So it would have been desirable that that constitutional provision was respected by Her Ladyship the Chief Justice, so that we do not have to engage in public commentary up until the time that the committee looking into the matter makes their determination. We are compelled, however, to correct certain misimpressions that were created at the briefing. To begin with, let me point out that as yet, nobody has been able to ascribe any known verifiable constitutional breach to the President in the way that he has handled this particular matter. From the very first steps in this matter, the President has kept fidelity to the Constitution and has respected the spirit and letter of the Constitution. Everything he has done has been by the book. That is why all those who have commented on the matter, including Her Ladyship the Chief Justice, have been unable to point to any specific provision under Article 146 that the President has been in breach of. Second, in terms of confidentiality, the President has acted strictly in accordance with the Constitution. At no point in time has the Presidency put out anything in any way, shape, or form that remotely resembles any of the contents of the petition. And the only communication that has gone out on this matter have been about the steps that the President has taken in accordance with the 1992 Constitution, Article 146 to be precise. We cannot have a sacred cow mentality in the way that we handle state affairs. Every single public official, from the President to the Speaker to the Chief Justice to Supreme Court judges to ministers to all public office holders, are bound by the provisions of Ghanaian law. The attempt to link the dastardly killings of some Supreme Court judges and a military officer to this case are most disingenuous. To begin with, this government and President Mahama have nothing to do with the killing of any judge. Second, there's absolutely no nexus between the petitions that have been brought and that unfortunate incident in our past. So any effort to link the two is regrettable and should not find space in this sort of discourse. It is most undesirable, it is most unacceptable. Now, the venue in question is the Edu Lodge. Yes, it is close to the Osu Castle, which used to be the former seat of government. As I speak, there are government agencies that operate there. So it is a public place. The Osu Castle is a public place. You can go there to conduct official government business. Beside it are private residences owned by Ghanaians who move freely in and out of their residence, even though they are situated very close to the Osu Castle. So the impression that a facility in the vicinity of the Osu Castle necessarily makes it intimidating or foreboding is completely misplaced. It is unfair. It is not justifiable.
Enwumasia so for Honorable Haruna Idrisu na wakyese nano adwada ebra babeto dwese akyekefo bi akoye ka abom ho dompem e Ghana Education Service omo ye oyekye no enye no kreda bi ada se obi de nsa ekaka wo ma anase bi a yeteti wo e wokwan bi aso o se enhyemo no kra ewum eni.
My understanding was that a group of students were a group of the recruited teachers under very different leaderships decided to picket at the GS headquarters and to assure the House that there was no manhandling of any of them. But regrettable that some of our countrymen and women who have subscribed to and are willing to contribute to the training of of our citizens as teachers, especially those at the pre-tertiary level, do not have staff numbers and thus have not been paid their salaries. Mr. Speaker, it is that they are undergoing some validation of their information in order that we deal with this problem of ghost names under the payroll. The Ministry of Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Finance in the year 2024 issued financial clearance for the recruitment of teachers. However, the GS was unable to complete the process for the entire recruits to be placed on government payroll prior to the expiration of the financial clearance at the end of the year 2024. The expiration of clearance prior to the completion of the recruitment process, Mr. Speaker, was partly due to delays caused by inconsistencies in SNP numbers. And Mr. Speaker, if you indulge me, I'll explain. There are some who have dates of birth on their national ID cards not consistent with their SNP details, and that is important for us because we need to make a policy determination when the person may retire from the public service, and we are guided by the information that is shared with us. So validation became an inescapable necessity, and there were also issues of self-reposting by some of the affected teachers in determining where he should be and not where the GES have directed them to be. And then also some inconsistencies with their Ghana card numbers. Mr. Speaker, our data reveals that a total of 5,643 newly recruited teaching and non-teaching staff do not have the staff IDs. The number consists of 582 teachers recruited from the colleges of education for the year 2024 who were unable to complete their salary input process before December 2024. 2,650 teachers were recruited from the universities but could not complete the salary input before the year ended. And 298 diploma teachers were recruited but could not complete the salary input process before the year ended December 2024. Mr. Speaker, additionally 2,113 graduates were recruited and assigned staff IDs but could not complete the salary input process before year ended. The data validation is very critical, especially with the phenomenon of ghost names on our payroll. The GES has completed the data validation and is only awaiting financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance so that they will be put on the payroll. As soon as that is done, Mr. Speaker, we will get them paid.
Yatwa ensem no so ediama arefo na osofo efisem ho nsem esono or the bill be eto emrahye bedwam na wo hwe kwan se bill no emrahye bedwafo agituma emma omampanyi emra anase emoni chidom ma enye se babia eye holiday afofida na sa afofida na ebia esi edwoada ana ebenada sa bill no ebenya emra echitae efri mrahye bedwam na atai omampanyi achin ekobasa se holiday bc ebia adwoada na abenada na ukwada esan sa ensusu a ebetuma babaye emra ntino ebema omampanyi agina na naso akase se holiday ne dafofa esi ye no enye da bia de a ene echinchin achi yemfa nhye efiada enno na ode ehwe kwan se ode beto mrahye bedwafo enim na sesei womunya enye entum.
Mr. Speaker, one other significant thing that is found in this amendment is that we believe that we need to boost tourism in our country. And Mr. Speaker, you will notice that some of our holidays happen in the middle of the week. So you have them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and usually when it happens that way, you see that the day before or the day after, workers take it for granted, and it lowers productivity. What we intend to do with this amendment is simply to say that if a holiday falls in the middle of the week, that is Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, it should be observed on a Friday. If it falls on Saturday and Sunday, it should be observed on Monday, so that there will be some certainty, and that gives us longevity in the weekend. That will enhance our tourism industry and the Creative Act. 1st July as Republic Day, it was pushed to commemorate it. We believe that this is a very significant day in the life of Ghana that we should not just relegate to the background. And therefore, we are bringing it back as a full holiday. And we believe that as a country, we are united around the 1st July. The 21st, we've taken out the 4th August as the then being termed as Founders Day, because we believe that as a country, we are not unanimous around it, and it's served as a divisive day for us as Ghanaians. So we've taken that out, and we have maintained the 21st September, and now we term that as the Founders Day, which is the date of birth or the birthday of Osadifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Then we have the date Eid al-Fitr, which is a lunar date. Sometimes it varies. So that is for our Muslim community. And then we have the Shak Day, which we are introducing. That's an additional day for our Muslim community, which is a day after the Eid al-Fitr.
Asem way ehono enna panyina oda edom kuma no e wo mmahye Honorable Alexander Afenyomakin say one edom kesefo no enya adwene na se wo hwe holidays ana fofi da horo bia ebia ni date potia esi enti akoba se esi juada ni date yasemesi na chinchin achi bill yi beba bema omampanyi tumi na agina chire amiatwa befiada ebe hadwe.
You are coming here with an urgent bill. What has happened to that anti-LGBT? You told Ghanaians that you are against this surge of LGBT. You would enact a law. Now, we see people kissing at Independence Square, and it is on social media. Men are practicing it, and it's all over. Mr. Speaker, we are not seeing urgency there. Mr. Speaker, this is the same government in opposition talking about this law, and then the only urgent bill the Minister of Interior brings is that he wants to now amend the Holidays Act. Why? Mr. Speaker, no action on Galamsey. We were told that Galamsey will be tackled as a national emergency. Yes. We are telling you that there are other urgent matters that you need to bring to this house. Mr. Speaker, equally disturbing is government's failure to act decisively against illegal mining. The Galamsey menace that is ravaging our beloved country. In opposition, the NDC promised ruthless war against Galamsey. They campaign on protecting the environment, ending illegal mining, and even suggested they will introduce new laws. A possible Galamsey ban bill, they spoke about it, or at least revoke policies that enable mining in protected areas. Ghanaians took them by their word, but in power, these promises are proving to be mere rhetoric. To date, the government has not introduced any comprehensive legislation to outlaw or severely restrict illegal mining. There is no Galamsey ban bill before this house. Despite the crisis of poisoned rivers and destroyed forests, Mr. Speaker, even more egregiously, the government has refused to repeal the law. There's no repeal. The legislative instrument 2462, which they promised to repeal, has still not come to this house. Mr. Speaker, so I am questioning whether or not government is acting in good faith. What is so urgent about this bill? Mr. Speaker, I'll give you another one. They promised the domestic workers bill. They promised property rights of spouses bill. They promised a new scholarship scheme law. Mr. Speaker, all of these have not featured.
Yenfi nwashebedwem yeko oti mantam no emo. Amania yensa eka kyerese Nkwanta entawanta wo se entokwa ewo ho no ne enim se nka akoda din ama ne homne so bio yebeko ne ne yama ne bofo no atwetwe enkomo kwabnanto mahai
oba mi ma meje so
bibia boko de
o boko nanso Nkwanta de enhyeda anye boko ta
boye enkomo e
Yo, mpenyin se saade etini ante asemfofra yichi a ni nyina eni sei se ye hwe eye ebra yi woma enne eye ayon bobo sumine da etoso aduonu ensia na ubepiem ewo eye Nkwanta krodium a ni nyina eni sei bayire ahyase a eba eninti enamso ama abusiakuo biensa na omo Nkwanta krodium ha se bayire ba omukoyi apaye ewudwom edi kyerese amanfo betumi edi bayire na we na abusia ba akode enura o chiame ne omo akonfo ne omo abosumfo eko dwanim so mo kwa akoyi apaye enu na mentimu ase ema ne mu nsu a eni efiri enu anwumra beti anopai esia tubo papa gragaga papa gragaga ama ne nsensen so nipa ba akode wa fam atwa nanan ewo nsie do so etio akeka so ebi egu St. Joseph Hospital ebi so egu eye medical village ati say a doctor fo egu won so a omo ehwon enam sumpo ama no pay adisuanfo na school fo de omo entumi anko school nenso no pay eye joint police military omo abom aye operations ama omo achichi enipa no beye enwoche ati say omo a police for ekukuom oba ba ko eka ho a tese memma beye enson so omo nyina egum na omo atuo akeka omo ne de otumi se omo eprepre yi enti ese manugu so abekate eye owura rizo a oye national security coordinator edima otima ntema nyina waba be pm ewo eye police station ha we de oba ahima woni die bara nyemmisa ni so far eje ben hihye no mudi egu akwam esanse school kwada entumi enko school na almost 2 months ni na ahemfo ni mpanyifo mo Nkwanta nyina omo nsa sha apama se santo kwadin die etise ya amanfo fam ehwe onkwa omo hihye amanfo agapade no oni nyina omo emmabi yanso yanto anka ankosoro anso na de apei enti tete akoba ni se anamo be no etu afa coordinator wadaroma tete Nkwanta ejadjam a chese amanfo edwane amanfo empo schools mpokra entumi anko wadaroma in your own way and I say measure zena as coordinator Antima Security. Would you able to say the beata and Yemay able to be a blast already, man? Yes, me that was minia wait here for you now, me the BBS. Says and Obisai. CBS there more on a situation we see. Nya mobe bompa and say, Ning na beba from Senabaya or Pia Benya kwa Ayani Juma Oye. So Kunkolanso Yampa a bit as top school and open Bianco. And every BNC. Na senya na ene ayemfonye na ehia ye no mo hia ye ayasane agreement say obia enye bibia any activity bia in a form of festival my enye bi ewo Nkwanta senebe ya benya hoto for now yenka say ma obia enye forever but for now we need to do investigation and then see to say bibia okay but ananopa ayenya kan say ebi atuanoma amoko market amoko yesade no and no spark a fire and up to and now pay to ama nipa baku ewu ye and nipa about 6 people got injured and then the military men and so amobaye bibia na omotie omako no makose hono munyana enti me am advising company say everybody should be calm. There is not going to be any further damage via because National Security Coordinator is doing everything possible to make sure that he puts everything under control. Means so I mean how many police for name, military for no why are there anka enyo munti anka net intimate ha ye granting interview. Mestre say obi awai na adwin say oba be to the peace of Nkwanta 190 because the person will not be forgiven. We'll make sure that you go to it is so more yashishi omo kiosk ni omo warehouse ni nema akoso no jeba san na be catch omo nurse say cars so enye adwuma a doctor for a nurse for obi apeso dwane wo hwe say amanfo apake omo nema bi nbokura ba police station omo ba be seek refuge asembe na be tibi aka e dia found nema be na be ya
say na o kan say obi a so bompa say nenkwa ehia no today as I'm speaking to you now. What I can advise is that market and they didn't spare any area. Market square and go for one moment to two. Enti mesre so we do dia wodia obeto bas kakra. Senior that dispatch police and military we will further intensify the security to make sure say the everybody can go to do whatever they want to do.
Anti coordinator until when Nasani may never brass the Kuran Quantata between Japan and Tuma Pepper. Quanta we know some years back, no. Say a command said that glory no, it's no more there. And see a Japan
yeah, idea it's a very worrying issue. Disturbing even the president himself. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the wish in his Nkwanta Yebenya peace. I will be able to many activities. The wish of the coordinator, national security coordinator, is to see to it that Nkwanta comes back to normalcy. Now, so I can assure everybody this is security. I can't detail every security information out there, but I can assure everybody that Nkwanta is now open.
And you take careful, Mumbai review and I said that so 10 p.m. Equity 4 a.m.
For today, no, dear, also, if a call 9 p.m. then we advise on what to do with the careful time because it's possible say bit me I repeat. Your friends say okay, so a better but for now I can't discuss the details of our next action. Now, so my actual money there will make sure that law now
Yo, I was upon the UTV, the mother of all TV stations in the United States. Asama air coso and Quanta Codium Malano, and Tibamba may fall almost the Yama a Quamu and Obama.
Me Mamonia Jumadam may bem kakra. Now see a quonia miensa and Bako copper and once himself or ya paye, Edia Didise by Rabba will be a any. And see, I found me a no never to say, or more me a pie and so. And my emuba on the buy. Me pese me ba bi etuo tutu on sha se efi bi
me pato emuba ko ne ba e san so mu nyina de do mo nsa a hye apam asem ase se omo enye sa de no anso ekoba ne sa no ne tese se bi preduasa bambo adwumefo ejeja omo ho ama omo afa se omo ne tese bibia ekro omo enti se bi empanyin se se ehwini ni ehwini je se ehwini nya enyinya na ehwini eni ason so eka ho bi enti sa akoba ne sa de an omo so be omo dia eno na ankofa
group na buy yetimi identify omo emu bi ni ache omo na
me pacho se afa na bambo adwumefo no omo eye screening ya che se omo eba be hwe omo mu dibo akotene esan se omo huhu niema e wa manfo no bi ho ebinum so tutin se omo prepare ma ebinum bokura so aba ho aha mo ma ba ye official complaint de akyere eye apolitifo enti wo be
yen sha de kakra nipa san ya ache omo
say amanugu so amekate nipa beye edu na omo ate omo oba baako eka ho enti mema enkono na eye oba baako
woma yachi omo no omo wa police fo akachi sesi aye ka sei
omo wa police fo akachi sesi na se de ne meti ye na security intel so utimi se omo eda eye sa Nkwanta police division officer die bia anadwi ebetini ye beye bibi nanso ni nyina no eye district commander nankasa eye wed onyanfo ASP ko ho oni ne mranti omo eye de ometumi saso na divisional police commander eye chief superintendent Michael Kwapna Esiedu ne bio eye deputy so eye mami ASP Agnes Ahiapele omo nyina e de niema aguako na be show officers and mena omo ase omo bo ha omo ebo ban a otim se bibia aye kama na so nipa de yentimi predicting ntino omo hwe se de be ya omo betumi e de omo akọ appropriate quarters na tumi apoama asunya yepɛ no Nkwanta Codium ayetumi ewipe enti
eto sign the prayer
nipo mo prepare de omo doso omo prepare yesi omo aya sabia na mso adopter for ne nurse for so omo suro e mo nkwa enti bu omo ka na up to date anasa up to na omo eche omo no obia ateni omo enkote omo anasa omo enhwe omo a ni nyina sei eye national security coordinator ya be woni mpenfo 18 so se de be ya empo apumje adwumefo no mbetime mo special protection anasa special guide sa police for anasa soja fund be kwa kopo mo ba mo matimi ayo mo adwuma de enso so de ebere ne nkrabe na be che nanso wo mreko a UTV nsantwe ni yo nananto no ha migusu a
nana obaba de ohwe ne nkwa no oye bema ana oba wanyini ana bia
so oye bema wanyini na wahwe ne nkwa na emma ni bi mpokura so a etuo abuba ne bia aka ha omo a chese omo so epirepira ebi mpokura de omo hu ba bia ye de omo afa a ni nyina no akwakoye ensebiri nanso
mesre mi bi se bio omo ye chechi omo no yetumi agege etuo ne eniema bi efifi omo nchen
omo chechi omo de so far omo agigi niema bi e wo botom omo emie mu display say bi a sekan anase jan anase ye etuo enti afre de chese omo eba ba eduane nti na ope mu na nkasa aba na mo aba be piem e wo Nkwanta ha oni na nini kurotwe awusia mienu ya ne hune santimi eba be hwe bibia no atoto bibia ama bibia so etumi akosoro ba ahema
kwabra me da say yenhwe situation sesi a wo Nkwanta schools nko meboa
school bia close
drivers in adwuma drivers in adwuma
drivers bia nya adwuma tese
ejom se say
ejom die ho nyina yehwe tese obenya aduane mpokura to se wo kwa akoye aduane mpokura di no oba anyima gite bia enkran na fada na dawroma odi bibi eye this way
asemo
odi bia
me tese wo kan se nkofo nso dimika ko pep baby abomodwa police stations
say Mr. Omo Titi area to nyina omo abebo omo adwa e wo police station tese police for na bibia omo ehwe omo so aka ho tese ade no
na tese obi asu waye amanfon so police for oba
tese die entu asem panyifo anhwa afane ma nwu akwama anhwa eye Nkwanta beta adane amanfo so wo breko ani kwa se kobata
enti say security for no mu di akone aba
se omu dia kwanyaba mu work ne eya bongo cars ne eye hilos cars ya mampanyi ede ma omu di bo adwuma machete operations commander nankasa ASP onso so kwabranto amano onso so omu timu akote tete bibia ekoso ewo Nkwanta program
opanyi one ne kasa say obetufu se ebi adwadifo ntwen kakra wo bibia atwen kakra omu ntwen kosi daben 2 days 3 days
no kasa gina ka kumonu abeya no ora reason
we fa no mami
yes I'm say na me kai enka say omo be close market na obi anya adwuma bi
okay
ene ye ni mpenyifo ye meeting ye no mbechia na ya fa ho adwen but in all no security na say ye intensify e kurum no eno so kura be boy obi abetimi akwa na adwuma sukun kwala ye kan say omo entwen kakra enne anopa inu enam se ne atu start se to anopa no let say na enye se obi beja ne ba akọ school nanso by the end of the day enne is by nyumre mo no mo ye bi wi eno nyana na ya ma mo security na mo pe a obi abetini akọ ni djuma
obani
example no nkofo ye metie
okay mawanu si na membram
ye ka say already kurampo na Nkwanta secondary school say your police power omo patrol honomo answer na dey base enti panic there mo bi am panic mo bi a ensuru yes yet we and I'm saying struggling mo na ekokan no but onanga say direct shoot no mo shooting no enti obi a what will happen and man ensuru security in there ya dey deploy more one ka say on crop bebre a omo honomo omo bo mo ban enti I'm sure say calmness in there ba mo bi a ensuru we are going to make sure say there's not going to be any further damages be ebe say kuruno
mo bo adwuma matumi anya doctors and nurses bi ni o makasa aboban ama eprafo no adaroma o mo kwosho mama he
doctors kura ye deploy police ni military a o mbeko Nkwanta General Hospital
okay
then ebe ya obia enko ka obia ye ka say kura mpo ebi kura ho no ma already they are doing their patrol a mo hospital no but just to intensify it and we need more men to push for that.
More reinforcement and
reinforcement there. And no cry no na to cry ma security every baby buy.
Okay.
On the car we no answer na anope say o master to say o mo misbehave no. Ye ma o mo ko boy na a calmness na buy. We are going to do
Abani Adam Wasinti, yen show money ma fiti sabe nkopema nwese ye beti bibia fi mu nche be ma omanfo na kuma to mo na obia akọ ne duty normal.
Yes me da mo asepa be enyumre de bibia be.
Oba ma nanso ni nyina no eye MCO ha wode the case be no wa join military patrol no a chese onu susu edi mu akote na chese ni nyina nse o se de be ya sunwe kan betumi akoso ewo Nkwanta program enti oba ma yeguso ye die kire de be piem ya no ye mfa nkame ya hwefo na obi aso ehuru de ekoso ewo Nkwanta program ha
kwabranto ye mammo ene ejima
yo metas
abuzian for ya mani before kwabnanto oti mantam emo Nkwanta entokwan eyiniti abia bio bayira bawo efa ba ko edwom akoya paye eni amane de akyere se ya no bayira ba mo betumi adi enu nie etu akasa ama okra baako ato afofo maprepra osi bebre wantimi ankyere na kyese edroso edwa ewayebo schools obi enko hospitals enye adwuma na kyese de enura esi won kwanta bepin sabe aye kase no enye nika ye de ani bedi akire a de bepie afima babia no yensi yahwefo maso eni moni ewo ho da bia eda yentoa ensem no esoe na ye konsem fufom de a yenim sekin Mswati ana kin Mswati a oye Mswati ni ehene enefo nan na owo Ghana ensahye na ne kasa yemu no ana odi afutuo ma omampania points nyina ne titiu ene assembly members se nukuredie de ehia papa adwuma de ahye wonsa no wonfa no kure enye enti na nwea na woma oman ni yedie eninkan e obibia em
Oya visit and ekoso ewo kumase ewa Asante Mantema, the king of Eswatini, king Mswati III, one in the dom efri ni krum ababe piemu ewo kumase ewa Asante Mantema ena baku enai ena one Asante hine otumfo osetutu otosomi no nananoma trakunya amoka Asante kingdom no 8 edijuma enomo enanomo baku ena one ne dom eko piemu ewo kumase metropolitan assembly members wohono womo etimi enne na etwetwe enkomo.
This assembly in particular the one here in Kumasi which is of course is one of the metropolitan assemblies which of course covers all the country, since the whole country of Ghana has different kind of metropolitan assembly. I think it's a very good thing that the government has created structures, and in particular, we know very well that when we talk of bureaucracy, if everything is central in one area. Now the question is how to create more funds, because if the resources are not there, surely it's not going to be easy just to create funds. So that is why that when people nominate you or elect you to here, it's because they know that you have the quality, you have the capability of knowing that you could sit down, you could address some of these issues, you could shape things, you could help the government, you could come up with ideas that will be very useful. The most important thing is that each and every one of you have to leave a legacy that must be remembered. When people think of this year, who were the members of the Metropolitan of Kumasi, for instance, who were they and what did they do during their term of office?
The development architecture of this country is at the local level is on decentralization. In as much as our decentralization process began in 1988 under a military regime with 110 local authorities, also known as metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies. The decentralization architecture of Ghana is a 4-tier metropolitan and 3-tier municipal and district assemblies. Many, if you come to a metropolitan place like Kumasi, they have a 4-tier governance architecture. If you go to a municipal area, they have a 4-tier architecture. You go to a district assembly, they have 3, because they don't have the sub-metros. Municipal, they don't have the sub-metros. It's only the mayor who has sub-metros, and that's why he has 4. So in short, Ghana is divided into 16 administrative regions. 261 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies.
It is the cultural capital of Ghana, a city where influence reaches far beyond its boundaries, often called the Garden City of West Africa. It is a place where history lives in the streets, where the rhythm of our markets echoes our entrepreneurial spirit, where tradition walks hand in hand with progress. And today, we open our arms and our hearts to you with a full warmth and hospitality as a royal guest of our revered king, His Royal Majesty. Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. We salute your leadership and the wisdom you bring from the kingdom of Eswatini to the kingdom of Asante.
This year, a driver for a woman, a boma. Na boma no womu juma dia kuya. Womu otano not, ewa hafu mantam no emo. Wadi adise die eto omampanyi John Dramani Mahama nim se, en menimu ya. Adia baako pe en womu she, akwan. Akwan, esansa akwan no enye, enti emwa womu kra.
Akwan no de nukuri nyame nim. A driver for no womu chika afa boma tu tepa, boma tu dia Nkwanta, boma tu yamfono. I wasn't carabine create your cabosome because a quine Tiesra by say Omrana Omihumobona on your bomber quine my and you see by no Omo gravel quine or me a baby say also on what they call dust a fee Ania any chapis now be good high you say Nanka Fede the Adruno Yaquino a year repay if you much by the great tobacco. Caterpillar baako ebi abeba no na edwi kwan ne nchen kwan na nkasa de obokwan no ho odokwan no ho kwan no nipa de ye hu bi wo ho ese amakwan na sei a no kwasemi okọ ofaso kọ baako mieni a de se de wakọ ado ana wakọ bunia se aban na meboa yen a no kwasemi disi eja adwuma no ye eja adwuma no ye so a enti ufa fom enkọ tepa enti esren bebri se Oma meboa ye kwan onam kota nso kwa no anhwe yi isi pomba bi no anhwe ya ekmi kota bit mi twa okoba no twemu a no anu isi okotokoba mo photos na do so as a contractor di kan ba habat obeye bi aja hokoi wantima ye nyina na say the state of the road ni enye kra enti ye hwe aban nim se obetima beboa ya ombeboa na so to pande anu wa hapa aduane banchi body nemene bebri ayedeko but isu to aya na ntimi ko eyemfutu kwan na nso ata ma monka abedidadidam udi moto kura unya babi mfa na wi ka dukwane de ase kura sisi mi be kura nka boma tutepa anya kura nga be 20 minutes riso di be 45 minutes and 15 minutes enkan so bi kura yare na yesi fahima tepa kura aya na ye brepa na no mina mi free tepa ba na so kam wo sibon pan mi pia mo to fi sibon pan sa ko duta no krum ye free tepa e baboma ye free boma e koyamfo ye free boma e kodua ya Nkwanta panyi sa akwan nyina ye kwan si atetia pansamo a ama no kwasemi yakwane abadie die enkoyi kura enkanka se ye nua bi yale na ebi aboma government hospital ya refer nipa ne se bia yemfa no kotepa na yemfa no kosunyan a but kwa e be fa so a edi no kura be firi kronum aduru bia ya Nkwanta no na eno so arebo achi bi obi kura mpo awu kwan no so kura mpo epen mini aminim hwe kura minim se 2016 ebra yewura John Dramani Mahama etia konwa so no obo ne ho modene eye gatesa ewo boma firi tepa ebesi boma nyina de firi boma ekodua Nkwanta oyeni nyina efiri boma ekoyamfo oyeni nyina ndi se abatia konwa so na oye bridge sai wo kwan so na ekire se waye ready se obesiesie kwan no ndi yewura John Dramani Mahama ya desire die ni ya maame gardener a odi na si ahafo ano se regional minister no watu anamon aba abehwe kwan no yewura Pius Opoku aba ona de ya maame gardener baaye a ombetu sa anamon no nti yesere se mpanyimfo ibamonim obamo na so se omode adesire die no eba betum animu a yesere mo muntie omo na boyen e wo ye kwan no
wo sheka sie e wo United Television eso ye wo ship house Abeka Junction enkran ye beje nkrato ye ba bongo di fara ye ba sisia